Hello, everybody. It's been a while, but you won't fucking believe it. It is finally time. Endless Abyss version 0.2, or more accurately 0.2.1, is now officially released. If you're seeing this video, that means you can download the stable build on itch.io right now. And if you participated in the pre-release beta test on the Discord, thank you for your help. We had a lot of bugs through that. So yeah. Just going to preface this by my recording software is being a little weird, so you will be hearing, possibly hearing the sounds of my keyboard throughout this. I apologize for that. Anyways, so this video is just going to be a quick run through of everything to see in this update, like the big changes that have been added and what have you. Let me pull up the patch notes real quick. Okay, I could not find the patch notes, so we're just going to wing this a little bit. Anyways, so this update has obviously been a long time coming, and that's mostly because of a combination of summer and uni and a bunch of other shit kind of completely destroying my motivation to work on the game. But we are so back. So what have you been waiting all this time for? Well, if you've been keeping up with all the recent videos, you'll probably already know, but the biggest changes have been to how items work, how a lot of ship systems work, and generally everything related to the inventory and what have you has been completely reworked. So if I hop into the game real quick, the inventory has gotten a bit of a facelift, and this is because we are now using a completely new system for inventory items. It's a component-based system. I went more into depth in this in a previous video, and basically, it just makes the process of making items super easy and modular, and it also gives us the ability to make an equipment system. So now there is EVA suits, and you can't just walk into space and breathe and shit. So now if you want to survive in space, you need an EVA suit. As part of this, we now have an oxygen system, as you can see in the upper right corner. You need to have a sealed hard suit, helmet, and boots, and then an oxygen tank. Then you turn on your oxygen tank by pressing V to open the action wheel. And yeah, it just works. There are a bunch of different kinds of suits, 4 in the game currently. You can find most of these in missions. We have the default suit, which has nothing special. The HOP hard suit, which has less of a movement speed decrease and an inbuilt flashlight. It's blue. It's cool. The loader hard suit, which is heavier, comes with a nicer flashlight. Oh dear, that's going to crash the game, actually. My bad. That won't work in the testing scene. And then also double jump. So the helmet here has this fancy-ass flashlight, and the hard suit gives you the ability to grab and throw things with way more force. Case in point. And the boots let you double jump. Sick. Yeah. Aside from that, and then finally we also have the USV hard suit, which is pretty rare, and you're going to need to do a little bit of secret hunting in order to find this. And that's because this one has some funny stuff. Night vision goggles. This suit, if I click it, will teleport you back to the ship. However, there's no ship in this scene, so they'll just crash the game. And these boots give you very limited flight. So yeah. That's the suit system. There's also a bunch of other items, like these HUD glasses, which give you special HUDs. For example, this one lets you see markers you placed on the ground, and this one lets you see information about your ship, and the red one just does both. The gloves don't do anything, and you can't actually find them in the game, but yeah, whatever. So I open up the debug menu. You can see there's a lot more items in the game. A lot of these have just been ported over, but they retain the same functionality, yada, yada, yada. So that's probably the biggest system. That took up a lot of time to make. The second major thing in this update is ship number 4. The name for this is a little up in the air, but I think I'm calling it the Skipper, or SKP something or other. Basically, if you haven't noticed, this ship actually looks really nice. Yeah, I'm fairly proud of how this ship came out, and so between the interior and the exterior model, which both look really nice, yeah, this is my favorite, and this is going to be the new starting ship, like the ship that I recommend you use on your first playthrough, because the other ones kind of suck. You might notice there are some new things inside the ship. First off, every ship now has an EVA locker with a basic spacesuit in it. You're going to want to put that on before you go out. There's also, missions have now been moved into the ship. I've completely deleted the old space station because frankly it was just really annoying to use. So yeah, this is here now. This is how you get missions now. You also sell data cartridges in this thing now, which is also in the ship. In all the ships, actually. And yeah, this just turns off the lights in here. The cockpit is pretty bog standard stuff. It's got a proprietary fuel cell system over here and a proprietary hover system, which is a supplement for its landing gear. Basic stuff. No air-breathing engines, but whatever. Yeah. Other things. QOL changes. You may have noticed all the right-click interactables now have little icons indicating what they do. This is just this is part of a build process I've been doing to try and make the game a little more accessible. As part of that, I've also made a lot of other interactables done with right-click. For example, this LENR core used to be interacted with by, used to put the LENR core back in, oh dear. You used to put the LENR core back into it using, by dragging the physics object into it. Now you just right-click it. Same goes for the batteries and the fuel prop. So it's no longer jank physics garbage. Generally, I've made the F key used for way less things. This still works the same. You just kind of, it's just a mouse thing. You just kind of do whatever. But yeah, so the only thing F is used for is now getting into a seat, into a chair, and whatever. And that's about it. And into the hover bike. So yeah, QOL changes all over. Other QOL changes, Other QOL changes. There is now a tutorial. It is very scuffed. I have talked about this before, but this thing is kind of horrific. It is very much a work in progress, and I may need to make some tweaks to the flight part of the tutorial before I release it, because it is very, very non-functional. If I were to make a recommendation, I would say when you're doing the flight tutorial, prepare to actively pitch down, because the physics is a little buggy for some reason. I'm probably going to fix that, though. Hopefully. We'll see. Maybe I'll be too lazy for it. But yeah, the tutorial's there to hopefully make the game a little easier to pick up. Yada yada. What you would expect. Moving on. Next major addition, the mining station. I've also talked about this before. This is the third major mission, or I would argue the second major mission. It looks really nice. I spent ages modeling this thing and putting it all together. It is a fucking... It was a pain in the ass, and I'm really proud of how it came out. Yeah. Look for the big green glowy thing. This, there's a lot of secrets to find on here, a lot of loot and stuff, lore and what have you, environmental storytelling. Not really, actually, but whatever. Yeah, so enjoy this. Have fun. I'm gonna make another cool mission like this for the next update. I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff, but I'm not gonna spoil it. Moving on. Now for the final main change. First off, two of the ships, the Voyager and the Styx, have been placed under an experimental tab because these two fucking suck. The Styx especially. The Styx is genuinely the worst ship in the game. I genuinely despise this thing. I've completely removed its portal mechanic because frankly it just is too broken in the current state of the game and just very non-performant. It also just physically, like in the physics engine, doesn't work properly. Don't use this thing, it sucks. I'm just leaving it in there for like if anyone wants to fuck around with it. The Voyager kind of works. I'm working a little harder to make this thing functional because it's actually interesting and has a gimmick, whereas the Styx gimmick is that it has no gimmick. So yeah, the Voyager is at least usable. So the Grand is still very much there. You can use it, don't worry. But yeah, I would recommend the ship 4, the Skipper, is the only one I feel actually proud of for the time being. The AC-220 is tentatively okay. The Voyager is a mess, but I love it anyway, and the Styx is an abomination, and I should never have made it. Anyways, the menu looks a little different. We have splash text now. As for settings, I've added mouse sensitivity option, a UI scale option, a couple other things, viewport scale, FSR smoothness. I think that was in the previous update. But the biggest thing, automatic updates. So these are done using a special kind of inbuilt in-game command line thing. So TLDR, the way that automatic updates work is, if I start the game real quick, the game upon first boot will ask you whether or not you want to enable automatic updates. Automatic updates take the form of JSON files, which are pulled from a GitHub repository, and it runs certain in-game console commands at certain stages of the game. Importantly, this process of getting these updates from the GitHub repository is a simple HTTP GET request. There is no data transferred. I do not collect analytics. I don't need to collect analytics. That's like completely pointless. Like, there's going to be 5 people who ever use this probably. No analytics collected, no personal data transferred, none of that shit. Is literally an HTTP GET request. I will even put the source code for the auto updater into the update repository. All the updates are open source. You can even create your own updates if you want, which is a very basic form of modding. You can put a custom update.json or whatever the file name is called into the game folder and it'll load it. By default, automatic updates are disabled. You have to enable them. Once you've enabled them, it'll download the update and it will run the command whenever a certain phase is reached. For example, the tutorial phase, the main game phase, when certain missions spawn in, etc. Now, importantly, updates are not stored on your device by default. We do not save a JSON file to your device by default because that sounds kind of spooky. If you want to save the JSON file to your device, for example, if you're going to play the game offline, you can just tick this button, and then next time you download an update, it will automatically download it to your computer and put it into the Endless Abyss data folder, which is next to your settings JSON, your keybinds JSON, etc. All this is done to make sure that if you are particularly security-minded, you don't have to deal with the worry about something being downloaded onto your computer when you don't want it to be. I am a little tentative about whether or not I'm actually going to enable this feature when I release it. I probably will. So this is really just going to be used to fix tiny little visual bugs and what have you. So yeah, it's an HTTP GET request. I'm going to put the source code for the auto updater. It's right here. You can see whatever it is. HTTP request. Where is it? Check updates. It does the thing. Where is it? HTTP.request URL. By default, its HTTP client method is 0, which is the GET method, which basically just grabs the item online. No data stored, none of that bullshit. Fuck giant corporations, fuck privacy policies, fuck having to make an account for everything. Lamau. So yeah, that's a thing. And all that is kind of it. That might not sound like much, but holy shit has this update been a long time coming, and a lot of work has been put into polishing, bug fixes, making the game more playable and less janky and more accessible. That said, the game is still very, very, very obtuse and difficult, so for all of you button autism nerds like me, you will probably still enjoy the game. So yeah, from here, I'm hoping to continue the system of ship a mission and a content update every so often. The next update is probably going to come sooner, although I said that last time, and I was completely fucking lying. So yeah, I'm hoping the next update will come sooner. I'm hoping it will be something along the lines of a better flight model, some bug fixes, and just a general improvement to performance and what have you across the board. So yeah, one last thing for fun. If you really feel like it, I have implemented a extremely scuffed modding system. I will be putting more information about this into the Discord, but TLDR, the console has been heavily overhauled. There are now a lot of tools hidden in here that you can use to do some really funky stuff. TLDR, it kind of gives you engine level access to a lot of things, but as a general rule, it's just all done via function calls. So I'll be going into more detail on how you can add your own content, how you can mod and stuff, and just how you can mess around with things in the Discord. I'll make a guide there somewhere, but yeah, that's probably not going to be fully featured until the next update or even after that. So yeah, that's all I got. Go download the game on itch and enjoy it. I might release a separate version that you can download if you don't want any networked functionality. But yeah, aside from that, have a wonderful day, and thank you all for sticking with me. I really hope you enjoy the update, and yeah, have fun, and be gay, do crime or something. I'm the most generic fucking guy. Anyways, bye.